plus. After this, I will conclude this topic and I will move to one more topic called as pandas. So initially we will discuss this pie chart first. So initially what we need to do, initially we need to import matplotlib. So here, here I'm importing matplotlib. So here I'm importing matplotlib with the alias. So here import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. So here I want to import like p only. So here after this thing, here as I already told you, I want to take help of numpy. I don't want to take help of numpy. So here I want to divide one person's 24 activities into different parts. For that purpose, here I'm taking slices. So here I'm taking data in the form of slices. In these slices, I want to divide one person's 24-hour activities. So here for that purpose, what I am doing? So here I'm saying, I want to divide entire 24 hours, right? So 7 hours, I'm splitting into different parts. Initially, I'm dividing 7 hours, comma, 2 hours, comma, 2 hours, comma, remaining hours is 13 hours. So here, so I'm dividing this entire 24 hours into 4 parts. After this thing, I want to specify the activities, what he is doing on those durations. So here I'm taking one more column in the activities. Here I'm specifying the activities. So daily 7 hours he is sleeping. After this, so daily 2 hours he is eating. So here after this thing, daily 2 hours he is reading, and daily 13 hours he is playing. So here I'm dividing entire 24 hours into 4 activities, and I specified the activities for each and every duration. So here daily 13 hours is playing, and 2 hours he is reading, and 2 hours he is eating, and remaining 7 hours he is sleeping. That he might be a sport person. So after this thing, for each and everything, I want to specify the color. So for that purpose, here I'm using one more attribute, that is colors. So in this, I want to specify the different color for each and every attribute. So I'm specifying colors also in the one more list. So here I'm defining one list. In this list, I want to specify the different colors. I want to specify the cyan first color. After this, I want to specify one more color, that is Marinda. Here I'm specifying, sorry, Magneta. So here M stands for Magneta. After this, I want to specify one more color, that is B stands for blue. After that, for one more label, I want to specify the color green. So here I specified the different colors. So after specifying these different colors, we need to plot the graph. So we need to plot which kind of plot? We need to plot a pie plot. So to plot the circular plot, we need to use pie function. So here, whenever you want to use pie, sorry, this p, which is the alias name for matplotlib. So here I'm using this thing, and in it we have pie function. In this pie function, we need to specify the different attributes. So first attribute corresponding to this thing is number of hours or number duration or data. So here I'm specifying data as slices. That means I want to distribute this entire circle, so this entire 364 degrees with this 24 hours duration. After this, inside I want to specify the labels. So for each and every duration, I want to specify the labels. So here labels are nothing but slices. So here I am specifying the labels. After this thing, after specifying the labels, so here, sorry, labels are nothing but activities, right? Whatever he is doing, those are the labels. So here activities are nothing but labels. So here activities are nothing but labels. After this thing, initially we specified the slices as a data. After this thing, for each and every slice, we need to specify the color, right? So for that, we have attribute called colors, which is present in this matplotlib. So after this thing here, after colors, what we need to specify? After colors, in place of colors, we need to specify the colors, right? So here I'm saying colors. So after this thing here, start angle, from where I want to start the graph. So here for that purpose, here I'm specifying one more attribute called as start angle. I want to start graph at 90 degrees angle. For that purpose, here I specified the start angle as 94 degrees. So to keep the gap between each and everything present in this function, for that I am using explode. So here I am using one more attribute called as explode. In this attribute here again I am defining one more list. In this list here I am specifying the values as 0.1 comma. So here I want to specify 0.1. 0. After this, again I'm specifying 0 point some 1, comma, here I'm specifying 0.5. So here these are the parameters I'm specifying in it. So after this thing, here I'm taking one more representation, sorry, out of this thing, I am specifying one more attribute, that is auto pictorial. So here I'm using one more attribute, that is auto pictorial. So in it auto pictorial function, here when the percentage, how many decimals, how many values you want to take, you need to specify that thing in this auto pictorial function. So here I'm saying percentile 1.1. So here I want to take values till one floating point number only. After this thing, we need to specify same representation. So here it is about auto pictorial function. After this, we need to plot this graph. So for that purpose, we need to use p dot plot function. Here to plot the graph, we need to use plot function. After this, we need to show this output. So for that purpose, we need to use show function. And I'm running the script. So here it is loading on CPU. So here it is giving error. Which kind of error? Value error. It gave value error. So yeah, incomplete format. So we did some mistake at which place? Auto pictorial. So here good. Yeah, here we have error. So here we used attribute correctly only. Auto PCT. Yeah, done. That is correct only. So after this, yeah, here we need to specify one more percentile symbol. So we need to follow the syntax. Here we did not follow the syntax. And I'm running this portion. Whenever you run this portion, here it is the output. So here it is the output. So here I am reducing this distance. So here I am reducing this distance. So whenever you reduce the distance, so here it will become like this. So here, if you observe this thing clearly, here I specify starting angle as 90 degrees. 90 degrees means our plot starts from this location. So here our plot starts with 90 degrees angle location. So if you assume this horizontal line will be 0 degrees, and if you go to counterclockwise, so here it is 90 degrees angle. That means our graph starts with 90 degrees. So here I am specifying 0. In place of 90, here I'm replacing with 0. Whenever you specify 0 here, if you run this program, it will start with the 0 degrees. And here, we did not specify the orientation of the graph. If you don't specify the orientation of the graph, by default, plot will be plotted in the form of counterclockwise. So here, it is a label stripping. After this label stripping, we have label eating. So here, so in this pipe function, we have slices. Those are nothing but these activities. So here, these are normalized with the 360 degrees angle. So here in the 360 degrees angle, 7 is equivalent to 29.2 percentage. After that, 2 is nothing but it is equivalent to 8.3 percentage. After that, one more 2, that is 8.3 percentage only. After that, we have 13 hours. 13 hours is nothing but approximately it is 54 percentage of the entire thing. So here it is about the pie chart. In this pie chart, I specified different color. Cyan, it is the cyan color, and it is a magenta. After this, blue color, and after we specified a green color. That means, so here if you don't specify the orientation of the plot, by default it will become in the form of counterclockwise. So after this thing, we have colors attribute. Here we specified the color. After this, we need to specify the start angle from where you want to start the graph. Here you need to specify that thing. Explode is nothing but, so you need to, if you want to separate any piece, if you want to remove any piece, if you want to keep some piece out of this graph, here we need to specify that thing in the explode. So let us aim to make it clear this thing. Here in the explode function, I'm not specifying anything. So here I want to specify phi values all with all these zeros. So if you specify this thing here, we don't have any separation between all these slices. So here, if you want to keep some separation between all these slices, here we need to specify those values here. So 0 correspond to first 0 corresponding to this first slice. After that, for second slice we have another 0. For the next slice we have one more 0. For this ending slice we have lost 0. So here I want to keep this thing at the top corner. So for that purpose, here I'm saying 0.8. Whenever you specify this thing, here it is the last explode. So here it is separating this entire graph like this. So whereas I'm removing this thing, here I want to keep 0 only. Whereas here, yeah, here I want to keep some, yeah, not there. Here we need to keep one more comma, right? Yeah, 0.0. Here I want to keep 0.8. So if you do this thing, this slice is coming out of this graph. So whenever you want to play with this thing, here you need to specify. So if you want to separate any slice from this, here you need to specify that thing in this explode function. So after this explode function, we have auto pictorial function. So here if you observe these all outputs, here after the decimal we have only one value. So if you want to get only one value after the decimal, here we need to specify 1.1. Whereas if you want to get 2 points after the decimal, here we need to specify 1.2. Whenever you say 1.2, so here if you observe here in the percentage after the decimal, you will get two values. So after that, if you want to get three values in the decimal, here you need to specify the 3. Here you need to specify the 3. Whenever you specify the 3 after the decimal, 3 points or 3 values will become. So here I am keeping one only. So for the better understanding, here I'm keeping one only. So here if you want to change the color, you can change the colors easily. It is about pie plot. After the pie plot, we have one more plot that is called as scatter plot. We can plot the scatter plot by using basic dots also. In the line cell, if you specify the dots, then also we can plot the scatter plots. Whereas, so to make it clear, this thing for the most of the machine learning algorithms, we will use this thing only. That's why I will explain you this thing by taking simple example. So here I'm taking one simple example. I want to define x-axis as well as y-axis. In the x-axis, I am specifying values as 3 comma 1 comma 2 comma. After this thing, I want to specify 8 comma 5. So here I took few values. After this thing, I want to specify the y-axis. So in the y-axis also, here I'm specifying some attributes. Those are 10 comma 12 comma. So after this thing, I am specifying 4 comma 6 comma 1. Here I am specifying some values. After specifying these values, so here I want to plot the scatter plot. So here to plot the scatter plot, we need to use this matplotlib. For that purpose, here I am importing that matplotlib by using p. So here I'm saying p dot scatter, tter. So here scatter. In the scatter plot, we need to specify x-axis as well as y-axis, and we need to specify the show function. After this thing, we need to use show function. So here I'm saying p dot show. Whenever you show the graph, so here it is a scatter plot output. So here scatter plot is nothing but representing different points with the circles or symbols. So here it is about scatter plot. So like that we have histogram plot, we have lot of plots. So I will share you the documentation with you. So if you are interested to learn this matplotlib completely, you can go through the documentation. So I will forward you after finishing of this class only. So after this thing, we will discuss the today's topic, that is pandas. So the major purpose of the pandas is to convert the raw data in the form of structured manner. So here, if you have data in the form of dictionary, or else if you have data in the form of some list, you need to organize the data in the form of one Excel sheet, or if you want to convert the data in the form of CSV manner. So for that purpose, mostly we use pandas library. Not only that thing, so whenever you observe the any company data or any organization data, so that will be in the form of either CSV file or Excel file. So here, to perform different analytics on the data, we need to have the data in the form of arrays. So the data will be in the form of arrays, so that we can apply any mathematical equations easily on that data. So to convert the data which is present in the CSV or Excel file or HTML file, we need a module called as pandas. It is a essential module to work on any machine learning algorithm. So these three are the major libraries. Out of these, pandas as well as numpy are the very important modules for the entire machine learning. So here initially we need to import this module called as pandas. To import this module, we need to use module name as pandas. So here import pandas with some alias name. Here I'm saying alias name as PD. So we need to check whether this module is present in our laptop or not. So if it is present here, it won't return any error. It will execute successfully. If it returns error like module not found, if it returns error like module not found error, so then you need to install this module. So if you use Anaconda, so for that command is conda install pandas. So whereas if we use Python ideally itself, for that command is pip3 python install package 3 install pip3 install pandas. So here these are the commands to install the pandas in your laptop. If it is not there, if it is present, we need not to install this module. in your laptop. If it is not there, then only we need to install this module. Whereas if you are using Anaconda, we need not to install this module. Why? Because this module will come by default. So remember this thing, this module will come default in your laptop. So after this thing, here we have series function. So to make you aware of the series function, initially I will create, so I will take two lists. After that, I will compare two lists. So here I'm taking one list. In this list, I want to specify the sum data. So here in this list, I am specifying data as sum 10, comma 20, comma 30. So after this, I want to take one more list. So for that list, I'm keeping name as labels. So here I want to take values as, so here I want to specify different strings in this label. So here I'm specifying A. After this, I want to specify B in it. After this, I want to take one more attribute. So in this string, I want to take C. Here, this is the data which is specified by me. So initially before this pandas, so I will import numpy also to make you to make you understand the difference between numpy as well as pandas. I'm taking this numpy module also. So here I'm saying input numpy as np. So here I am importing pandas as well as numpy module, and I'm executing this portion. After this, see here I'm getting a lot of disturbance from you guys. So can you please keep your microphones in mute mode so that I won't get any disturbance from you. So please try to understand, because of you guys, everyone disturbing. Defining two list. After defining this two list, so here I want to apply numpy array function on it. So here I want to convert this data in the form of array. So for that purpose, here I'm saying np dot array of. So here I'm saying np dot array of. So in this function, I want to specify this entire list. So here in it, I want to specify the list, and I'm observing the output. So what is there in array? Whenever you observe the output of array, one array will be created with these values. So whereas if you apply series function which is present in this list, so here I am applying series function. In this series, S is the capital letter, I think. So here in the series, we need to use S as a capital letter. So from the pandas module, like arrays, we have series function. So if you apply series function on the same data, this data will become in the form of indexes as well as values. So here, if you apply series function on this list, so it will return index as well as values present in it. So before this thing, we need to aware of syntax corresponding to this series function. In this series function, we have three attributes. The first attribute is corresponding to data, and the second attribute corresponding to index. So here, if whatever the indexes you want to specify, you can specify those indexes also. After this, we have one more attribute that is called as data type attribute. These three attributes which are present in this series function. So we will discuss one by one now itself. So after this thing here, in place of, so here, in this series function, here I am specifying the data first. So here we need to specify the data. So here I'm saying data equals to L. After this, I want to specify the index. So here I want to specify indexes as this one more list. So here indexes is nothing but, here in place of indexes, here I'm specifying the labels, and I'm running this portion. So whenever you run this portion, here I'm keeping the customized indexing. So here, based on your requirement, if you want to keep the any desired indexes, you can keep those desired indexes also. So for my requirement, I kept the indexes as this labels. Those are nothing but A comma B comma C. Whereas if you want to keep the any numbers randomly, you can keep those things also. So here I want to keep the desired indexes. So here in place of this labels, I am removing this thing and I'm applying range function on it. So here I want to take indexes from 50 to 53. So for the purpose here I'm saying 50 comma 53. So whenever you specify this thing, indexes will be starts with 50. So here indexes starts with 50 and come till 52. So here, whatever the indexes you want to keep, you can keep those indexes. So by default, it is giving output in the form of data type integer 64-bit. Whereas based on your requirement, if you want to keep any desired data type, you can keep the data type also. So here, I want to keep the data type as float 32-bit. So here, I'm keeping floating point 32-bit representation. Whenever you observe this data will be converted in the form of floating point. So based on your requirement, if you want to keep any desired data, you can keep the desired data here. After this, here, so if you specify the data in the form of list, we need to specify data as well as indexes separately by using different attributes. Whereas if you define the data, if you have a data in the form of dictionary, by default that will be considered as values as a values, keys as in indexes. So here I want to specify one dictionary. So in this dictionary I want to specify same thing, a colon 10. After this comma, I want to define one more key, that is b. So b colon, I want to specify 20. After this, I want to specify C colon 30. So here I'm specifying the same data. After this thing, here, yeah, name C is not defined. So here we need to specify this C in the quotations, right? So here I'm specifying this thing in quotations. I'm running this function. In the dictionary, we have this data. So after this, for this dictionary, here I'm applying series function. On this dictionary, here I'm applying series function. So here in this thing, here I'm specifying D only. Whenever you specify D here, by default, these keys will be considered as indexes, and these values will be considered as values corresponding to those series data. That is about series function. So here in this function, whatever the data you want to give, you can give that data. So you can specify the data outside, or you can specify that list by default in it. So here I want to create a data series data by using built-in function. So here I'm saying pd dot series. So in the series function, here I want to use some built-in function. So in the Python, we have a lot of built-in function. Out of those, we have some function. It is a built-in function. After this thing, we have print built-in function. So after this print, we have one more built-in function, that is length built-in function. So by using these three built-in functions, I want to create a series data by using pandas. So here it is a series data which is created by using this built-in function. So here at the 0th index, we have built-in function sum. At the first index, we have built-in function print. At the second index, we have built-in function